A dramatic and historic moment was witnessed in the African National Congress ANC when President Cyril Ramaphosa shockingly walked out of a National Executive Committee NEC meeting after a fiery argument with Secretary General Mbalula. The drama, which insiders called one of the most explosive moments in recent party history, has sent shockwaves into South Africa's political scene. It has also brought seriously questions of the ANC's internal cohesion, leadership, and capacity to rule in an age of increasing public disillusionment. The conference, which had opened on a normal note, having started to chart the ANC's strategic agenda for the next year, had initially been straightforward. There were agenda items dealing with strategy for elections, reform of policy, and party discipline. However, the tone suddenly changed acutely when Mbalula had harshly pointed criticisms at the style of Ramaphosa's leadership. Mbalula was said to have accused the president of inaction on key issues confronting the ANC, such as the treatment of internal disciplinary cases, failure of governance, and most contentiously the enforcement of the party's contentious step-aside rule. The step-aside rule, which is a directive mandating members who are confronting serious criminal allegations to step aside from their office temporarily, has been among the most divisive policies within the ANC. To some, it is an essential instrument used to maintain integrity and regain public confidence. To others, it is a political tool that is selectively used to break others while protecting friends. Mbala's criticisms echoed long-standing concerns that Ramaphosa had applied the rule inconsistently, favoring some figures while cracking down on others, thereby eroding the principle of accountability it was supposed to uphold. Eyewitnesses describe how tensions within the room snapped quickly. Mbalula held nothing back, supposedly criticizing Ramaphosa for his failure to bring together the ANC in the midst of growing factionalism. He referenced recent high-profile disagreements among senior leaders as proof of a president who could not keep his own ranks disciplined or coherent. Such splits, he claimed, were creating insecurity and bringing the ANC into disrepute in the eyes of the public. The exchange quickly escalated into acerbic verbal exchanges. Witnesses reported Ramaphosa to have initially been calm but clearly agitated as the barrage persisted. At some point, he hesitated in the middle of a sentence, seeming to consider his response before ultimately deciding to abandon the room entirely. His sudden departure left those in attendance shocked, derailing the NEC meeting and sending veteran leaders scrambling to regain the reins. For political commentators, Ramaphosa's walkout was not simply a personal gesture. It was a symptom of deeper unaddressed crisis in the ANC. The party has been long plagued by factional fights, ideological fissures, and leadership rivalries. As issues of succession hung larger and larger in the balance, the scuffle between Ramaphosa and Mbalula was read as a public outburst of tensions that have been building for years. Whether Ramaphosa quitting was a strategic or emotional move is uncertain. Some commentators are of the opinion that quitting was a deliberate action to prevent fueling the standoff further in a venue where the party's top leaders were gathered. Others believe it was a sign of weakness, exposing a president who was losing grip over leading figures in his own command chain. Either way, the optics of the situation were hurtful, indicating instability at the helm of South Africa's ruling party. Mbala's challenge, in contrast, is being considered as a possible power play. As Secretary General, he has a key position in defining the direction of the ANC and its internal cohesion. His public denunciation of the president indicates not just personal unhappiness, but also a bid to establish himself as one of the key protagonists in future leadership battles within the party. Some observers think the feud may be part of a larger game by Mbalula and his supporters to consolidate power before key ANC conferences and elections to come. The repercussions of the episode have been instantaneous and extensive. In a matter of hours, rumor ran through political circles and the media that the confrontation heralded for the unity of the ANC party representatives are said to be split, with some infuriated by Ramaphosa's perceived intolerance of dissenting views and others regarding his departure as evidence of the extreme pressures to which he is subject from inimical factions. Political analysts caution that the drama may undermine the ANC's precarious unity. South Africa is facing serious economic problems, chronic unemployment and outrage over corruption again. Under these conditions, the governing party's capacity to present unity and determination is essential. Instead, the showdown between Ramaphosa and Mbalula exposed the depth of internal factionalism, questioning whether the ANC can effectively rule while embroiled in its own war. To most ordinary South Africans, the pageantry was a reminder yet again of the governing party's increasing detachment from citizens it says it represents. Rather than turn its attention to service delivery, economic transformation, or addressing inequality, the ANC seems obsessed with intra-party squabbles and personal feuds. Social media was filled with commentary, with some users ridiculing the president's exit and others cautioning that such turmoil within the ruling party can have dire implications for the nation's leadership. Civil society voices too have chimed in, urging the ANC to set aside its personal infighting and concentrate on the crisis of the country. Legal minds and political pundits have both contended that accountability of leadership, the very matter at the root of the standoff, will not be selectively applied without undermining trust in the public. To them, the showdown between Ramaphosa and Mbalula highlights the ANC's failure to harmonize its renewal rhetoric with the ugly intensity of internal politics. The incident also begs hard questions regarding succession. Ramaphosa's presidency has been in question for years, with internal and external critics alike raising questions about whether he can follow through on rhetoric about reform. If Mbala's challenge suggests that there is an increasing willingness among ANC leaders to directly challenge him, the stage could be set for more heated leadership battle in the coming months. Such a contest may also further destabilize the party, particularly if it causes divisions or defections. However, the way ahead is far from certain. Ramaphosa may try to heal the rift with Mbalula, portraying the episode as a misunderstanding while reaffirming his control through the ANC's official machinery. Or he might decide to go and meet his critics head-on, taking the opportunity to mobilize supporters among traditionalists and reaffirm his dominance. Either course of action has dangers. Reconciliation might be perceived as weakness. Confrontation increasing splits. What is certain though is that Ramaphosa's sudden exit from the NEC session has left an instant of political turmoil. The ANC is now confronted with the twin challenge of healing its internal divisions while assuring the South African people that it can still rule effectively.